Okay, so, yep, we're recording. I'm just learning, and I want to do this live because I don't know how to edit videos and stuff yet. So, anyhow, here's my little Meyer lemon tree. I love trees. This is an orange tree, and we live in zone 6, so we get a pretty good winter here. So, I put these in the house in the winter. And let's see, that is a coffee bean trees that I bought that I grow in the house. These are elderberry bush cuttings, trees, and we'll talk about that toward the end of the video about how to actually do that. And I'm going to go out here on the deck, and I started garlic, and I'll show you guys how to do that next time I plant. This is all garlic. This is ginger that I started in the house growing, and I just put it out a few days ago. And I'll teach you how to start ginger and grow ginger. It's a lot of fun. It's beautiful, and everything smells really good. And we're going to go down the steps here. This is my yard. The sun is really strong today, and I apologize for that. And I'll see if I can get it behind me. So this is all the plants that I started this winter. This has got fenugreek. This has got chamomile in it. It hasn't come up yet. This is lemon balm. So good for the soul and the body. It's little right now, but it'll get big. I will actually be offering these herbs and spices. This is sweet basil on my Etsy store. I'm in the process of getting that up, so you guys will have to check that out. It's called Handmade Home by Dee. This is oregano. This is parsley. I don't know if you guys can see that. That sun is so strong. Goodness. That's my parsley. Anyhow, I won't go over all my beds. This bed is all tomatoes and peppers and some carrots and cabbages. My wonderful man made these for me. Look at those. Aren't they beautiful? I'm so proud of those. This bed has green beans and potatoes planted. That's Larry the rooster up there, if he don't get sideways with me, which he normally does. And then this is Clara. I don't know if you can see her under there. That sun is so bright. Terrible. This video is going to be terrible. My first video. I have blueberries. I don't know how to get that. There, maybe that'll help. This is blueberry bushes. I have new plum tree that I got. Oh my goodness. This is a nice little plum tree that I got. I hope that looks a lot better than what it's showing. This is Berry Hill. Let me go up here and get in the shade. That might help. Be nice if we could find a 4-leaf clover. Look at all that beautiful clover and dandelions. I actually picked dandelions the other day, and I got them drying in the house, the roots and the flowers and the leaves. And I'll be having some dandelion tea here before long, and I'll show you guys how to do that. This is what I call Berry Hill. I've got strawberries right there, raspberries that my neighbor gave me. Looks like they need watered. These are little thornless blackberries that I started. I don't know how well they'll do. And this is where I live. I live out in the country, of course. And that's my pond. It's usually dry, but we had a big flood this year. And the elderberry bushes are out there. I don't know if you can see them. Boy, that sun's bright. These are little wild violets that grow in my yard. Let me get the shade. Now you just go on about your business and leave me alone. I'm not fighting with you. Go on. That's Larry, my little Benny rooster, and he's always coming after me. and getting me. Get. Go on. I'm going to get the stick after you. Get. Go on about your business. Leave me alone. Little turd. He is a handful. He is always getting after me. He actually spurred me the other day. Anyhow, we'll go. Don't you do it. Now go on about your business. I mean it. Oh, he is ornery. He is ornery. I raised him from 2. Go on about your business. I got him last year, him and his girls. Go on, get. Go on. Go on. Get you going. Get. Go on, get. Get out of the way. Oh, Mama don't want to hurt you. Don't be getting in my business. Oh, he's a mess. He is 10 foot tall and bulletproof. He thinks. Anyhow, I wanted to share before I get off of here. I want to go share how to start elderberry cuttings. So, my tree, don't know if you could see it, but it's right out there. They're beautiful this year. This is Michael. Hi, Mike. What you doing, baby boy? That's Michael. A big kitty. He's about 9 years old. This is a big old mother-in-law's tongue a friend give me. Now, we'll go in here. This is Tazzy. Hi, Tazzy. Hi, Tazzy. What you doing, baby boy? He's 17 years old. We adopted him last year. His daddy and him went through a house fire, and his daddy had to go in nursing home, so we were asked to take him on, and he is just a good little boy. Just good. And my house is a mess. This is dandelion leaves I'm drying right here. These are the roots. And unlike the roots, these are all washed. I know they look dark, but they've all been washed real good. And I don't know if the ones you buy at the store have been bleached so they look white. I don't know. But these are clean. These are the flowers. I dry those too. Anyhow, I got a package in the mail. I want to see what it was. I'll show it. Well, we'll look at that later. I want to show you how to do elderberry cuttings. So, these are my elderberry cuttings, and I need to put them back in the window. But if you look at that, they're getting roots. See the roots coming down on there? And what this was, it was a big long stick that I cut when it was still cold out. And you cut it at an angle. Everything's cut at an angle. And you make sure that the buds are above the angle. That's what those green limbs are growing. Those are the buds. And I cut a pretty long stick, and I got 9 cuttings off of that one stick. And see it's kind of focusy. See the roots coming on it. And this was the end of the stick where it was little, right here. And what you do when you start those, you start them in just clear water. You can see my water is real dark, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But you start those, you just put them in clear water, and you change the water about once a week, and you put them in a window so they get a little bit of light. And when they start, you can see how long those grew. Sometimes they'll grow those limbs on them. Those are actually limbs. And sometimes they won't. But when they start rooting like that, you want to take a little bit of dirt, potting soil or garden soil, and sprinkle in that water. And the reason you do that is if you don't do it, the roots come out real thin and spindly. And if you can see, those are coming out pretty nice. And you put that dirt in there and it'll uptake that dirt and start eating those nutrients, taking on those nutrients. And then when you put the roots in dirt, when they get the roots on them, and I'll show you these out here again where I got them done. When you put them in the dirt, it doesn't shock them so bad, and they actually grow and do really nice. And that's what I did with these. I don't know if you can see those very good because of that sun. But I put these, I'll bring one over here. These have really long roots. They're about, I don't know, 3 to 5 inches long. And they just are thriving. And they're doing really good. And I'll plant those out in the yard pretty soon. Yes, my house. This is my room. I have everything in here. My office is in here. My bedroom's in here. My shop where I do all my sewing. This is my sewing table. It's a 1948 Singer, and I am really proud of it. It was gifted to me. And I'm going to be making handbags. I got my patterns laying there. I've got some really pretty material that I'm going to do handbags with. And I'm going to be making tea towels, and you'll see all that stuff on my YouTube channel. This stuff all over here is some canning you can see I've done, and planting stuff. That big box is my seed box. I dry flowers. I got lots of dried goods up there. And we'll discuss all that stuff someday as we go along. And I want to show you my little birds. This is Nino and Pepper. Nino is the green one, and Pepper is the blue one. And they're just talking to each other. Talk, talk, talk. And that little girl sitting over there on the kitchen table, her name is Lovey. And she's a 3-legged kitty, and she's blind. Yeah, hi, baby. How are you? What are you sitting on the table for? You want a treat? Mom will give you a treat. Yeah, you want a treat? And then we have one other kitty, and her name is Magic, and she's outside playing right now. There you go, baby. Anyhow, I hope you guys come along for the ride and the venture, and those are called primrose growing out in the front. And that right there is a beautiful wild rose bush, and the peonies are on the other side of it. And I just love life. That's a wind chime that my man made me. You can't hardly see it through that screen, but it makes a real pretty noise. So anyhow, that's who I am. That's what I do, and we'll take a venture, try to once a week, and see if we can have some fun together. So thank you for visiting with me. Thank you for joining my channel if you subscribed and liked, and thank you for sharing. And we'll just do what we can do.